Hello, it is so good to be back. I have been off YouTube now for almost a year, and during that time, I made a huge pivot in my business, and I also gave birth to our beautiful daughter, Frankie, who is almost a year old, which is wild. Motherhood has been the most magical, transformational, challenging journey of my life so far. It definitely has its moments, and I'm just so grateful to be in this position now. It was honestly a wild one, and I can get into that more in detail, but not in this video because this video will be all about me coming back and sharing this pivot with you. So when I was giving birth to my daughter, I remember lying in that hospital room thinking of my vision and where I wanted my life to head, and I felt a tug then and there. I just knew at that moment that I wanted to do this pivot in my business, which in turn would pivot my whole life. And that was to start a new direction in my business, focusing more on personal stylists and teaching personal stylists how to build their own personal styling business. So I have since made that jump. I have since made the pivot. It's been the most beautiful journey, and I'm so excited to now be coming back on YouTube to be sharing more about this new direction and where I'm heading and how I can support you along your journey as well. So if you are new around here, I'm Faye, I'm a personal stylist, I'm a mentor, and I am now a mother. I'm so excited to be back on YouTube, and I'm so excited to be restarting this journey together. And I thought what better way to start than to reintroduce myself to you. So this is where we're starting. Before I made the switch to personal styling, I was a nurse of 8 years. And during that time of nursing, I always loved getting dressed and would play dress ups in my own wardrobe. I even started an Instagram account, and I would share my outfits there and even collaborate with brands. And during that time, I was the go-to person amongst my family and friends for fashion advice. And I loved creating so much. It was what I looked forward to after every shift would be to go home, get dressed, take photos. And I remember one night on a night shift, it was about 3 a.m. Me and my workmates would always huddle during that time and have really, beautiful conversations. And a conversation came up about me and my love for fashion and styling, because they would always ask me for advice. And one of my workmates suggested that I should maybe look into it as a possible career for me. And I thought at that time, there is no way that that is even a possibility. And with my family and the way that I grew up, it just wasn't what I felt anyway, a typical career that you would see. And so I listened to her, but I didn't really take much of it. So I continued along my nursing journey. I always knew that I didn't want to stay in the wards and I wanted to be a manager. And at that time, I was applying for jobs and I wasn't successful. And so I thought, you know what, this conversation that I had with my workmate, it was meant to mean something to me. And I remember that evening feeling so desperate for change and to see what else was possible out there. And so I came across a career counselor. This woman, Gina, she changed my life. She showed me what was possible, the amount of careers that are available out there that I had no idea about because I was so stuck in where I was and in what I was doing as a nurse. And she helped me learn more about myself, my skills, my natural capabilities, and it landed me to styling. Now, it wasn't very specific with what kind of stylist I wanted to be, but I put two and two together with clothing and styling, and that's how I landed with personal styling. At the same time though, I also landed a job as a nurse unit manager. And so I pushed that to the side, my personal styling exploration, to become a manager. So I thought I landed my dream job. I was so excited. It was the biggest whirlwind of my life. Those 5 or 6 months of my life, an absolute challenge. I was thrown deep into the waters, and I was honestly questioning whether that was really the right move for me. That was already when I started to question my career path and what I was doing for myself. At the same time, my then partner, now husband, was offered a job interstate, and we ummed and ahed about it. He even declined the first time around because I was still fresh in my role as a nurse unit manager. And then there just came a moment where he was asked again, and at that time I was I wouldn't say I was necessarily struggling with my job, but I was really doubting myself and really questioning whether this was it for me, because I had no other goals with my nursing career. I didn't know where else I wanted to go, and I thought that this was it, but it wasn't. I was left with feeling unfulfilled despite everything that I had achieved. And that was the moment that I realized that this was not it for me. I had my moment in that office where I was thinking of what else was possible for me. And so I told my husband, you know what, let's go for it. Let's travel interstate. Maybe I just needed a change of scenery. Naturally, I looked up nursing jobs in Melbourne. That's where we're moving to. That's where we are now. And my husband stopped me and he said, why are you looking at nursing jobs? Why don't you start looking at personal styling as a different avenue? Because he also knew that I wasn't happy in my career. I mean, we lived together for a little bit before we moved to Melbourne, and he saw how exhausted I was. He saw how unhappy I was. I didn't want to speak to him sometimes because of how exhausted I was. And so he nudged me to make a change, and that is when I Googled personal styling in Melbourne and came across the Australian Style Institute. So I inquired. I wasn't really thinking anything of it. The courses, you had to be accepted to be able to study there, and I didn't think anything of it. And then one day I called a mental health day. I didn't take any sick days as a manager, and that day I just felt the need for a mental health day. And coincidentally, I got a call from the Australian Style Institute on that same day. And they basically offered me a position to study at the Australian Style Institute. The stars could not have been any more aligned. I took that and I ran with it. We moved into state. I studied, finished my studies, and the rest is history. I remember during that first year of me styling, it was scary. I had no idea what I was doing. I was dipping my toes in all areas of styling. I was gaining experience, working with different stylists, doing editorials, runways, you name it, I did it. And during that first year, I also held on to my nursing registration because I had my parents in my ears, but also my own doubt and need for security. And I always thought to myself, if this doesn't work out, I will just go back to nursing. It's fine. But a year later, I just knew that I wanted to be a stylist. And so I let go of my nursing registration. And when I did that, I fully embodied myself as a personal stylist and what that meant. And that is really when I skyrocketed my business. I've since built a successful virtual styling business and have scaled to 6 figures. I have worked with some of the nation's leading brands like Country Road. I've been featured in Wellness Magazine. I have worked with the most incredible clients. I won the Graduate of the Year award with the Australian Style Institute. I gave birth to my beautiful daughter during all of that, and I navigated a new chapter of my life. And now I'm teaching other personal stylists how to build and scale their own personal styling businesses. I know what it's like to work really hard and to feel exhausted and have no energy for anything else. And so I was really determined to make this work for me. And it's been the most fulfilling journey so far. And it's something that I'm really passionate about teaching other personal stylists as well. I really wanted to share this story with you because I know that there are so many of you who are in the same or similar boats. If you're watching this, that means that you too are considering a career in styling or you have a passion for styling. And I want you to really just trust your gut in this moment, right? Because you wouldn't be watching this video otherwise. If you are feeling called to even just explore the opportunities, I would highly, highly, highly recommend that you do that. You don't have to make any rash decisions, but at least reach out to someone who can give you insight into what is possible out there. I will leave the details to my career counselor, Gina, in the description box below because she truly changed my life and I cannot rave about her enough. But when you speak to her or to anyone who's able to give you insight, you'll be able to learn more about who you are as well. And that will then help you navigate not only building a personal styling career, but navigating pivots in your life as well, which I feel is absolutely crucial. And I truly wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't learn those skills. If you are being called to become a stylist, I am so excited for you. It is such a rewarding job. And if you have a natural love for fashion, you will not feel like you are working a day in your life, which is Such a bizarre concept. I didn't know that that was possible when I was stuck in the thick of nursing, but it truly is possible. Now, if you're in the beginning stages of building your career, one of the questions that you should ask yourself is whether it's necessary to study. I, as you know, came up from a very different background, and so I felt the need to have those skills and knowledge in my back pocket. It definitely gave me the confidence and the reassurance and a path of where I should be going and how I should be navigating my business. I'm so grateful for the qualifications that I have and for my mentors, for the school, for the students, for the community that I'm a part of, because it's truly shaped me to be the personal stylist that I am today. So if you are curious about where I studied, if you're curious to know more about the courses, which I cannot recommend enough, truly, then I will leave the details for the Australian Style Institute in the description box as well, so you can check that out. And if you don't feel you need to study, if you feel you've got the skills under your belt and you are ready to build your business, then let's go. Let's do this, right? Because that is so exciting. It is such a scary move, I know, but it is also the bravest thing to be able to take that leap and do something for you and chase your dreams. So what I would highly recommend in this situation is for you to gain experience. Gain experience working with pro bono clients, gain experience working with other personal stylists so you can see how they operate. Get yourself in the same room as personal stylists, whether that be on social media or through communities, memberships, anywhere where you can be surrounded by other people who are doing the same thing that you would like to do or who you aspire to be, because that is the best way that you'll be able to learn. That's the best way that you'll be able to feel inspired and motivated. And that's the best way that you'll be able to see what's really possible for you. And the other high recommendation I would make is to learn about business. So when I first started my personal styling journey, I knew that I had a love for styling, but I had no idea how to build a business. And so for the first however many months, I would say maybe like 9 months after I graduated, I was so stuck. I had no idea which direction to go, what to do, where to start, and I was so overwhelmed. And I feel like during those first few months, I felt like I was doing a lot, but I actually wasn't. I actually wasn't making any sales, and in turn, I wasn't really building my business. And it took me a long time to figure it out, but once I figured it out, it all flowed, it all made sense, and it's the reason why I was able to build the successful styling business that I have today. So this is also why I do what I do today. This is the reason why I have the offers that I've created, so that I can help you to navigate your business journey, and so then you're not then left spending how many months trying to figure it out on your own, because you don't have to figure it out on your own. Trust me on that. You don't have to figure it out on your own. Which leads me to the final end of this video, and that is for me to just share with you my offers and what I have available, just in case there's an offer that feels aligned with you. So I have one-on-one mentorship, and I've been mentoring personal stylists since the end of 2022. That is when I started to feel the tug towards this direction of my business. So during one-on-one mentoring, we really get to dive deep into you and your business. We really break down your foundation, we look at your vision, and we strategize together to make sure that we have an action plan that is suited to you and your goals. One-on-one mentorship is really for you if you are looking to gain clarity and get some answers so that you can start taking those next steps to skyrocket your business. I have helped clients gain clarity around their niche, their offerings, the flow of their sales process, content strategy, building an online course. It's the most intimate, most high-level support that you can receive. And that can be done through either a single session or a block of 4 sessions for the biggest transformation that you want. Then I have Stylists Who Scale, and that is my newest baby, my membership. This membership is for personal stylists who are ready to grow and scale their business to make bigger impact without the overwhelm and without the burnout. So this here is about 2 months old, this membership, and it is such a special community. I have the most supportive stylists in this community, and we all come together. We are all equally as supportive and as excited and willing to teach, as well as we are willing to learn from each other. In this membership, I share monthly trainings on topics like sales, social media, client attraction, freebie funnels, and there's even bonus content that you can unlock the more active you are in the community. There's also live Q&As, which I always look forward to. The energy is something else, and I just love that we are all able to learn from each other. And truthfully, my students inside the membership also get exclusive updates. So sneak peeks, the behind the scenes of how I operate and what's going on in my business, and they get exclusive discounts that no one else has access to. I created this space because it's truly something that I wish I had when I first started as a personal stylist, because entrepreneurship can be lonely sometimes. I mean, I came from nursing where I was constantly surrounded by people, and now I work from home and it's me, myself, and I. And so I created this community for all of us to come together, to unite, and to achieve our goals together. So it's like our own little safe space where we log in every day, and I'm truly honored. I'm really honored to be able to hold this space, and I'm so proud of what it's turning into. So those are the two offers that are currently available. I'm also currently working on a new offer and have a free masterclass to celebrate that. So the free masterclass will be all about helping you build a solid business foundation so that you can land your first client effortlessly. So especially if you are in the beginning stages of your styling business, or if you are just wanting to hone in on your foundation so that your messaging is really clear, your offers are really clear, then this free masterclass is for you. So I will leave all the details to my one-on-one mentorship, my membership, and the free masterclass in the description box below, so you can check out whichever offer feels most aligned with you. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to let me know. I'm always happy to help. I am seriously on a mission to help as many personal stylists build successful businesses and create their own dream careers on their own terms. That is my mission, and I cannot wait to support you along your journey as well. Thank you so much for being here. I am so grateful for you. Thank you for being on this journey with me, and I'm so excited to be back officially on YouTube. There is so much in store. I also wanted to mention that I have a new Instagram account now specifically for personal stylists, so you're more than welcome to join that. I will leave the link for that below as well. I will see you in the next video, which will be all about how to land your next client as a personal stylist. And until then, have a great week ahead. Bye.